as well. This United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, as I mentioned earlier, has done a lot of work to improve its citizenship process, including those who may be mentally or physically impaired to learn English. There's a waiver for that. And so they've done a lot of work to train their officers on this waiver. They have done a lot also to create a fee waiver form for those of you who cannot afford to pay the citizenship fee. But there's obviously a lot of work to be done to make citizenship accessible to you all, and we look forward to dialoguing with you to understand what more we need to do to help you become citizens.
Over the 2-minute limit. We see Alfred Yin with a group over there, so let's hear some voices.
Hello everyone, my name is Mimi. I am representing for myself as a U.S. citizen. I used to work for the Vietnamese community, senior people, and I see a lot of Vietnamese senior citizens lack of knowledge about medical, and I see a lot of misinterpreter of the medical interpreter to the medical doctor and the whoever about that, you know, and I really frustrated. I was very honesty that I cried and I broke down. I came to the CEO and I cried. I broke down. I told her that I am sorry. I'm not able to work here anymore because, you know, whatever the protocol that you do. So I am asking you guys that is there any advice or is there any suggestion that you would advise the medical doctor, little small business to do better job in order to provide for the senior people with better health care?
Thank you. Heart-wrenching stories. Any response from our health speakers?
Thank you so much for sharing that. I can hear in your voice and see how hurtful and painful that is to see fellow community members not getting the quality health care that they deserve. I'm going to emphasize again, please take a look at our website, hhs.gov, Office for Civil Rights. On one hand, we can do enforcement activities, and on the other hand, we also have a responsibility and opportunity to provide education and technical assistance, not just to community organizations, but healthcare providers and health organizations. Now, in addition, because of some of these growing concerns, right, for the community, we know these issues are common, whether it's APIA, Latino, Somali, lots of growing immigrant populations. On the HHS website, exactly in response to concerns that you raised, we've come to realize that we need to be able to provide tools and education to healthcare organizations and providers. There's a really cool website, it actually really is a cool website, called thinkculturalhealth.hhs.gov. And there are some really wonderful basic tools as well as education materials, accreditation materials for healthcare organizations, so that's an added incentive, but it's also wonderful education materials that any community organization or family member should take a look at so you're better able to articulate to others what their responsibilities and duties are to ensure quality health care, which includes the language access and the cultural competence services. So thank you again for your comment.
Thank you. I'm starting to see critical mass. Oh, I see Kieran Ahuja wanted to be able to respond to that as well.
So very quickly, there's definitely some things around language access and particularly around cultural competency with healthcare. This is an issue that we've been working with the Department of Health and Human Services. It is a priority for them. It is a priority for us. There are a number of national organizations who have been working with the community health clinics, and they're actually really great examples of community health clinics in other parts of the country, California and New York, that are really great examples of cultural competency. And they're also trying to get out into other communities to really show people what it means to provide the kinds of services they should. So, I want to just suggest that the individuals who brought up these issues to come find me afterwards so I can get that information from you. And then I can also connect you to these organizations that are working very closely with HHS and are pursuing these issues around cultural competency. It is a very serious problem. You are not alone. We hear these stories across the country. Frankly, people in Ohio who are boarding buses to New York to get culturally competent health care. So we know this is an issue. It's important for us to hear that it's happening here. So I just want to also emphasize, please come find me so I can have your information and I can follow up with you.
Thank you, Karen. Again, the offer is to come up and approach these speakers afterwards so that you can get better answers to your questions. I see a critical mass at these microphones now, so I'm going to take a few in succession so that we have several people to have a chance to say the mic. I'm going to go from the left side of the room first.
Hi, my name is Helen Trong. I'm from the EPSOS organization with the Atlanta branch. The question is, we're one of the community-based organizations to serve a huge Vietnamese American population, roughly 50,000 people on like health awareness and prevention program and services. But the problem that we have is we only have the basic funding. We don't have enough funding to collect statistics for a specific population. And that's why we recently collaborated with Emory University, the research team, in order to conduct a community research in hepatitis B, which is very prevalent in the Asian community, more so in the Vietnamese community. So my question to the White House would be, what would you do, or how can you do in order to raise the funding or increase the funding so that we would have a prolonged amount of money in order to gather statistics and data in order to help the Vietnamese and or the Asian minorities in these in the healthcare services? And how effective would this approach be? Like if you were to do it, how effective would it be? How long would it last?
Sounds like we need some more money. Right? More money